Welcome to a deep dive into, well, you could call it the emotional battlefield of a relationship, told through poetry, that is.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. We're going to be exploring The Fracture of Bloom, a collection of poems by Alfonzo Van Rooyen.
Okay.
So, this poet, he found his voice in, well, amidst the urban chaos of Johannesburg,
Huh.
after leaving his small-town life in South Africa. And this collection, The Fracture of Bloom, it's basically like his journey through 8 years of a relationship.
8 years, huh?
And trust me, listening to these poems, it's like riding a roller coaster. Get ready for some serious emotional whiplash as we unpack themes of, well, love and loss, and just the struggle to stay afloat when things get rough.
I can definitely see that.
Yeah, it's intense stuff.
So what I find really interesting about The Fracture of Bloom is that it doesn't shy away from the messy realities of relationships, you know?
Totally.
I mean, Van Rooyen, he uses these incredibly vivid metaphors and imagery, often drawing from just everyday experiences to really get at the heart of what it feels like when a relationship starts to unravel.
Right from the start, you can feel this sense of growing distance in poems like, for example, Drowning in Shallow Water.
Oh, yeah, that one is.
I mean, just imagine filling a bathtub, but not with water, with your partner's silk ties,
Wow.
those symbols of their work life, their separate world.
That's such a powerful way to convey that feeling of being suffocated by someone's absence.
Absolutely.
And the line, "Now you know how I float," it just hangs there so heavy with this unspoken pain. It's like the speaker saying, this is how I'm coping, but it's not sustainable.
Exactly. And that feeling of distance, of being on separate wavelengths, it's echoed in the calculus of distance, too. I mean, measuring love in milligrams. Talk about trying to quantify something that's ultimately immeasurable.
Absolutely. And it's not just emotional distance either.
Right.
It's physical distance, too, measured in the space between them in bed. It speaks to that feeling of being right next to someone but worlds apart.
Then there's Ghost in the Machinery,
Yeah.
which takes this idea of distance and throws it into, well, digital age, right?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, we've all felt that twinge of jealousy, maybe even snooped a little when we sense something's off. But Van Rooyen, he takes it to a whole other level.
He does. He turns jealousy into a digital ghost, haunting their partner's phone, searching for evidence of betrayal.
Yeah.
It's a powerful image of how technology can amplify those feelings of insecurity and suspicion. It makes you wonder, how has technology changed the way we experience and navigate those feelings?
It's almost like technology gives us more ways to connect, but also more ways to disconnect.
Definitely.
And speaking of disconnect, things definitely escalate as we move into the next phase of the collection, where resentment starts to take root.
Yes. And trespass is just a visceral exploration of that.
It is.
That violation of trust when one partner reads the other's private journal. It's like this ultimate act of crossing a boundary. And that line, "Now we sleep in separate dialects," wow. It's as though they're no longer speaking the same language.
And it's not just about miscommunication or misunderstandings, about feeling like your inner world, your thoughts and feelings have been violated.
Right.
Like, how do you rebuild trust after that kind of trespass?
Yeah, it's a tough question, and one that Van Rooyen doesn't necessarily answer.
Right.
But he does give us this incredibly powerful image in the archaeology of anger. It's like he's saying, we don't just let go of anger.
Right.
We bury it. We create these museums of worst moments where past arguments become fossilized, preserved in our memories.
It makes you wonder, what are we holding on to?
Uh-huh.
And is it serving us or just weighing us down?
Exactly. And then we see how deeply resentment can wound in scar tissue.
Oh, yeah.
That image of a chrysanthemum of glass blooming on the thigh from a thrown ashtray, it's like a physical manifestation of the emotional pain.
It's like Van Rooyen is saying that apologies, while important, can't always erase the pain caused.
Yeah.
And that sometimes those emotional scars, they can linger long after the physical ones have faded.
And what's interesting